Welcome to day one of our 12 days of watercolor Christmas ornaments. We'll be painting 3 ornaments each week in November, so you'll have 12 ornaments before December even gets here. And you can decorate your own tree with these, or you can give them away as gifts, use them as gift tags, whatever you choose. We've got minimal supplies, watercolor paper, watercolor paints, a watercolor brush, a pen or two, and some adorable little frame ornaments. And we're going to be painting today for day one this adorable snow globe. So let's get right into it. We've got our little watercolor paper, 1.5 by 2.5 inches, which I'll talk about more later. A little bottle cap. I've got a Micron pen, number 5, and you can use what you want. If you've got a Sharpie, whatever you might have on hand. If you're going to use your pen before you add your paints, you do need to have a waterproof pen. So we're going to just trace our bottle cap. Just use what you've got there. You could use a quarter or a nickel, something round that will fit on our little sheet of paper here. And for the base, I'm just doing a very simple couple slanted lines and a straight line at the bottom. And there you go. Our snow globe is drawn in. Now we're going to add just a couple little lines for some interest on the base. You can do a design, you can do little, holly leaves or whatever you'd like, snowflakes. And inside the globe, I'm going to do a couple of snowy hills to start with. And then I'm just going to very loosely draw in a Christmas tree. And so I just drew a very light trunk. And now I'm just going to, you can see, kind of just scribble my pen back and forth, zigzagging, making the branches a little bit longer as I get to the bottom. And you'll see that I don't think I make them long enough at the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of tweak it until I like what I see. We are going to be adding paint on top of this, and I'm going to tweak it even more in a little bit here. But once you get your tree branches the way you'd like them, we are going to move into our paint. We are going to start with some clean water on our brush and just kind of wet the sky background before we add our color. And I did not let my pen dry enough before I added my water. Even waterproof pens, you need to let them dry before you add your water. And now I'm just adding some blue. I'm using Prussian blue out of my Paul Rubens paints. And just a nice little light blue for the sky. And it's okay to go right into the tree because the tree is going to be a darker color, so it'll just go right over top that blue. And I'm drying it because I like to do things quickly. So I don't want to sit around and wait for paint to dry. Now, coming in with the snow, now that the sky is all dry, I am just doing the same thing, wetting the snowy hills first before I add some color. And for the hills, I'm adding some Payne's Gray. And you know what? You can leave the hills completely white if you'd like. I like to add just a little bit of shading in the snow. And now I've cleaned my brush and tapped it on my paper towel so that it's just damp. And I just kind of mopped up some of that paint and dried that so I can come in right away and get my tree done. And I'm going to put down like an olive green for my tree. And the way I achieved this color is by mixing black and yellow together. And you just play with the ratio of black to yellow until you achieve the color that you like. And I really love this olive green tone for the tree. I don't even feel like I need to come in and put highlights or any darker shading. I do have my black pen in there, so I think that helps with the darker shading. And I dried that so that I can come in with my black pen where I kind of got blobby with the paint and just adding a little bit of detail. And by detail, I mean scribbly lines, but just a little bit more definition to the tree. Again, a lot of this is just going to be playing with it until you like it. And for the base, I was going to do brown, but then I decided, you know what, let's just add a little punch of color with traditional red. Traditional in my mind. It feels like when I was growing up, traditional Christmas colors were red and green. I don't know if everybody agrees with that, but anyway, just adding my red in here, and I just think it just looks super nice and festive. You know, if you've got a color theme going on this year, just use whatever color you'd like. And there you go. Just love it. Love that red. And with the snow, I'm coming back in with some Payne's Gray. Just add some additional shadows or shading in the snow. I just think it looks nice. It's personal preference. Again, you can leave it all white and don't even touch it if you don't want to. And then I'm going to clean my brush and dry it so that it's on my paper towel so that it's just damp. And then I'm just going to kind of soften the edges so that we don't have any hard edges of that Payne's gray. And playing with it till I like it. And look at that. She is finished. Now I'm going to show you these little frames that I got. I just got them on Amazon. I got a set of 8, 4 horizontal, 4 vertical, and they were $16.99 for 8 of them. But anyway, the opening is 1.5 by 2.5 inches. It comes with this little plastic thingy, to protect it. And it comes, with these little photos that are in there. And it's easier to see it on this one with the adult and the child because there's a border. You can keep it this size and cut your paper that way, but I chose to cut the border off because I got these sheets of watercolor paper, 4 by 6 inches, and I can fit 6, or I can cut out 6 of these little pieces of watercolor paper. So I can use 2 of these sheets for the entire month. If you're just doing the 12 ornaments with me, you can use 2 sheets of this paper, but really use what you've got. If you've got watercolor paper, just go ahead and cut it into these little 1.5 by 2.5 inch rectangles. Or if you want to keep the border on and just tape the border off, that's up to you. But yeah, I got this package of 100 4 by 6 pieces of watercolor paper, and that was $11.92, which I thought was a really good deal because I like this size even just for doing, my last 2 videos I did with the self-portrait and the puppy dog drinking the coffee. Those were both done on the 4 by 6. I like that size. All right, so since I don't have the border on mine, I obviously need to tape this down because otherwise it's just going to slide right down to the bottom. So go ahead and grab a piece of Scotch tape or painter's tape or whatever you've got and just kind of move your piece of art around until you like what you see. It can be a little bit awkward and mine's sliding around a little bit, but perseverance, just keep with it. And you're just going to put your tape on there, make sure it's nice and secure, and then we will just add our cardboard backing back in there to keep it even more secure, and then our metal backing as well. The ribbons on these are like a olive green, kind of velvety type of material, and they do look kind of wrinkled, some of them, when you get it. But the frame is metal, like I said, and it's heavy enough that when it hangs, it straightens the ribbon out, which is nice because I'm like, I do not want to iron ribbons. Okay, and here she is on the tree. I don't have any other ornaments on my tree. I'm even playing with the idea of not putting ornaments up this year and just giving these as gifts because I love my tree with my twinkling lights. They make me so happy. Instead of turning the lamp on in the morning when I come out, I turn on my Christmas tree. I just love it. All right, let me know if you give this a try. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our 12 days of watercolor Christmas ornaments this month. Hope you all have a wonderful day and we'll see you in the next video.